Legends of the Ancients. We observe in von Däniken a clear model representing those who embrace the approach of integrating multiple sources of knowledge, such as philosophy and ideologies, leading to the view that the existence of God is a matter requiring evidence. This self-evident matter, unquestioned by those of sound nature, is, for them, open to both denial and affirmation. We also see a distinct influence of Greek mythology on Däniken's ideas and theories, as he turned to these myths seeking a logical resolution to the mystery of existence, ultimately failing, as did many great philosophers and thinkers before him. In fact, mythology serves as the primary entry point for our exploration into the identity of space visitors. However, there are truths about these myths that must be laid out before delving further into the subject. In myths, there is an element of fantasy that repels believers, and yet there are also elements of truth that perplex the wise among them, causing as much confusion and discomfort as the theories of evolution and natural selection. The source of truth within mythology is found in the relics and the words of eminent figures whose wisdom we do not question, and who are known only for their sound judgment and intellect. Thus, it is necessary for us to divide Greek philosophical sciences, which have conveyed these myths to us, into two sections. The first section belongs to the era of the theologians, such as Socrates, the mentor of Plato. The second belongs to the era of Aristotle, Plato's student. Historians regard Aristotle as the greatest philosophical mind in history, being the first to attempt to construct the realm of metaphysics on the foundation of reason and logic. Aristotle endeavored to establish a rational measure to distinguish between truth and falsehood, beliefs and ethics, good and evil, subjecting them all to the mind's scrutiny. This philosophy assumed that the mind, which had organized matters related to materiality, sensation, and nature, and had firmly established the natural sciences and mathematics, could also penetrate the metaphysical realm. This philosophy also sought to establish the existence of God through reason. The result of imposing the intellect upon the metaphysical, alongside the attempt to subject every doctrinal or ethical matter to reason, was the division among philosophers who could not reach consensus on a single issue. Even the question of God's existence became subject to debate. This philosophy lowered values and standards to the level of human limitation and confusion. After virtue and spiritual elevation had been the norms in the pre-Aristotelian era, once discussion of the metaphysical, this realm beyond human comprehension, except through conjecture or illusion, began, intellectuals split into two factions, one affirming and the other denying. Numerous sects emerged from these factions, each viewing their leader as possessing absolute genius and condemning others and their leaders as ignorant and foolish. This even led the philosopher Heraclitus to describe people as flocks of sheep, destined for humiliation and degradation. His pride drove him to scorn intellectual figures before him, calling Pythagoras a nobody and Homer a fool. It later became evident that the realm of the unseen and the metaphysical transcends human intellect. Aristotle's philosophy proved unsuccessful, and the criticisms of his doctrine were so profound and pervasive that even his disciples, themselves philosophers, grew despondent. After Aristotle's death, they abandoned the study of nature and ethics in despair. They saw their teacher's philosophy fail and, as a result, refrained from establishing a new doctrine of divinity. Furthermore, all subsequent rationalist doctrines regarding divinity collapsed. The rational inquiry into the metaphysical, which originated in Greece, did not reach certainty. Rather, experience has shown it to be an illusion,